Are you applying to the UCs? Need some help with your personal insight questions? You're in the right place. Welcome to the Personal Insight Question Tips series with UC Davis, prompt number 1. So today is the first episode of the Personal Insight Question Tips series that we're doing here at UC Davis with undergraduate admissions experts. Today we decided to film right outside of MRAC Hall, where undergraduate admissions is actually located. It's a beautiful morning here at UC Davis, and today we have...
Hi, my name is Caitlin. I work as a public advisor and admissions analyst with undergraduate admissions, but housed in the Welcome Center. So just a few miles from MRAC.
So today we're covering prompt 1. Describe an example of your leadership experience in which you have positively influenced others, helped resolve disputes, or contributed to group efforts over time.
Yeah, so prompt 1, and this is not official statistics, but this is just my personal opinion, I see as the most popular prompt because it gives you an opportunity to showcase your leadership. And so a lot of people will actually pick it because it's a great opportunity for you to showcase the highlights of your personality, because a lot of people are leaders just naturally, and some people have to work up to that. There was a story where an applicant was describing how she wasn't the leader of the project, but she did have a question that she knew a lot of her peers had as well. And so she kind of stepped up into the role of saying, hey, I actually don't know this, can you go over this with me? And that kind of turned the tides of the project. And so that's a smaller example of something that I think a lot of people would overlook, but this applicant was like, no, this took a lot of courage for me, this took a lot of feedback from my peers, and in general, it's hard to stand up and be the first one to stand up. So I think even just those actions, reminding yourself that that is a leadership role as well. And of course, if you hold actual titles that hold leadership, like you're the president of a student club or the president of your class, you should also showcase that, but not just say that you're the president of that. Of course, that means a lot when you're reading it, but the impact of it is going to be showcased through your writing. So don't forget to add context about what you actually do. But this is going to be a pretty popular one, and I encourage the leadership, especially highlighting that aspect of yourself.
Are there any red flags, like when you're going through the applications, something that immediately stands out to you as something that students should keep in mind to like stay away from or, not do when they're answering the PIQs?
Yeah, so this one, I know that we typically tend to market to students that, hey, and advertise to them, don't be afraid to gloat about yourself, which is true. You should do a lot of bragging in this because you're highlighting yourself and it's your interview, right? But for this leadership role, don't forget about your impact on others, because that is essentially what leadership is to have an impact on a project, on the people in the project, on a community. And so if you spend the whole time talking about just your involvement in it without actually talking about the impact of your leadership, then it might be sort of not the best for your application. But either way, it'll be a good PIQ if you try on it.
Thank you so much, Caitlin.
Yeah.
I think that's all we got for this prompt. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of the Personal Insight Questions video series here at UC Davis. Make sure to check out all our other episodes where we're covering each of the 8 prompts of the Personal Insight Questions. See you next time.